All right, all right, all right. Here we go.
All right.
Okay.
Everybody, what's up?
What's up? What's up? Live stream on YouTube.
Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. Let's get it. We got a packed show. Got a lot of good topics, and let's get straight into it. All right. First things first, starting off with the NBA, we got Joel Embiid is listed as doubtful for Game 5. Philadelphia lost our leading scorer and rebounder early in Game 4. Joel Embiid fell awkwardly by being Robin Lopez. Don't know how he's still in the NBA, Robin Lopez, but for another day. He was ruled out for the rest of Game 4 with right knee soreness. The center he went under an MRI. He's doubtful. I mean, he did okay, but Washington won that game, so it's kind of interesting. And
Yeah.
Ben Simmons said, obviously, we need Joel to win. He's a big part of this team. So, I mean, when he missed the 10 games of the season, they did not play that well. They lost to teams like the Toronto Raptors and like pretty bad teams. So it's interesting. What you got to say?
I think this could be a series-changing injury because you know what you're gonna get out of Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook every night. You know, every time Russell Westbrook comes on the court, you're at least getting 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. That's a given. You're getting a triple-double every time Russell Westbrook's on the court. You know you're gonna get 25 plus every night from Bradley Beal, consistent score. One of the best scorers in the NBA, most underrated player in my opinion. But the thing with the Joel Embiid is you can't count on him. This is every season, and in the playoffs, you need to be there for your team. It sucks because he's a talent. He's extremely good. He's an MVP candidate for a reason, but he's had these problems his whole life. You go back to 2014 with the knee surgeries, and then last year missing games in the playoffs. It's what hurts the Sixers. It's what got the Sixers coach fired last year. Because you have a healthy Joel Embiid, you don't get knocked out by the teams like the Bucks.
Exactly. So yeah, this is unfortunate, and like you said, a series changing injury. You got Westbrook going crazy. You never know. It's the playoffs. You never know what can happen. A lot of crazy things are bound to happen. Let's see. Next, we got AD, also unlikely to play in Game 5. It's another series-changing injury. I think this pretty much wraps up this series. Got Chris Paul playing pretty well. D-Book playing all right. Ayton has been dominating on the boards. I think he's averaging like 20 and 15 this series. So what do you guys say about this one?
I think this is literally the definition of series changing. I think no AD, they don't advance. LeBron will be after. AD does not play in Game 5, and the Suns take a 3-2 series lead. LeBron's 14-0 streak in the first round will be coming to an end pretty soon. He will be 14-1 after this year. The Suns will be advancing. They will show the reason they are a number 2 seed. They are a very, very good basketball team. Ayton is dominating inside. There is no one stopping. Marc Gasol is not stopping Ayton. Morris is not stopping Ayton. Unless you're going to put LeBron on Ayton, Devin Booker is going to go crazy. The Suns are a very good basketball team that is not going to be talked about. Yeah, they have a chance to really upset the Lakers.
A lot of people were saying that like the Suns are like the worst 2 seed ever. If you actually watch basketball this whole season, you can see they're playing very well. A lot of good chemistry. You got people like Cameron Payne filling in for Chris Paul, playing very well off the bench.
And Chris Paul's shoulder looked healthy last game. He was shooting the ball very well.
Yeah, but about that, it's playoffs. I don't really got excuse for people. Yeah. So, regardless, LeBron's playing hurt, you know what I mean? So, but we don't say anything about that. So, but he's definitely looking like very good. Chris Paul is looking very well. All right. Next, this is interesting, story that's kind of getting some attention right now. Let me give you a little back inside of this LaMarcus Aldridge situation. It was a stunner when 35-year-old Aldridge announced his retirement in April after a 15-year career. He'd been playing great basketball, part of the Nets, and determined to, help them win a championship. But he had this interview with Shams Charania, and his first post-retirement interview, and basically he was saying that he had a very scary night. He signed with them, and he said basically he had an irregular heartbeat, and he said, I had an irregular rhythm the whole game, and I hadn't experienced it before. Normally when I get off the court, my case study is that I'll go into my regular rhythm, and as my heart rate got up, I'd never been out of rhythm in a game. Then it was out of rhythm for the Lakers game, and I was just on and off and getting no energy. I couldn't get myself going. I couldn't figure out what was going on. After Aldridge told Charnina that normally when his heart rate goes up, his heart beat returns to normal. So he tried multiple things to get excited and hyped up about the game, including repeatedly crashing shoulder to shoulder with assistant coach Ime Aduka. Nothing worked, and then when he got back to his hotel room, his heart rate didn't improve. And then he said, yeah, it was still after the game, but at like 2 or 3 in the morning, it got really, really crazy. My heart was beating really crazy, and that's when it got really bad for me. From 2 to 5 in the morning, I was just trying to evoke some breathing, and then around 5:30 or so, I texted the team doctor. I went to the hospital, and it was probably the scariest night ever. His heart actually started returning to normal, but the experience had changed the way he felt about playing. Basically, summing it up, he just, he said he could be paralyzed, he could black out, he could, go up for a dunk and then, just fall to the floor to his face. So now, he retired. He's been very depressed and like trying to figure out how to navigate. He loves basketball so much, but he doesn't think he thinks he made the right decision of retiring, but
Absolutely.
um, it was just the hardest. It was a very hard decision for him, especially Brooklyn Nets will probably win the finals this year. He's just kind of torn right now, but definitely mental health is number one. So what you got to say about this whole thing
I
unraveling?
think the only thing LaMarcus Aldridge didn't improve in his career was the ability to win a ring. I think he's a very good basketball player. He proved it with the Spurs. He proved it before with the Trailblazers. I think the only thing that's going to be missing out of his Hall of Fame career resume is his ring. He doesn't have a ring. I think the best chance to win one was with Brooklyn. But at the end of the day, you got to put your family first. He has family. He has a kids. You can't risk the game of basketball. You're 35 years old. That's young. People don't realize that. You're 35 years old in the game of basketball, but 35 years young in life. So your health's not worth it. I mean, I respect him. I think he made the right decision to retire, but
It's
you can't
unfortunate.
blame someone for putting their health before a game of basketball.
100%, family stuff like that goes first, and especially your well-being. Before you make any decision, you should always make sure you're right in the mind,
Yeah.
especially a crucial one like that. So yeah, hopefully he's getting better dealing with that, and hopefully see him, as a commentator or something in the future, still with basketball. I see him definitely just like D Wade has the Jazz. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like we're just definitely still see some of our more LaMarcus Aldridge, just not on the court.
Yeah. Just not on the court.
All
Exactly. He's
right.
very good in the community. He's
Yep.
given a lot back to San Antonio and Portland. He's done a lot for them. So I
Yep.
mean, I still expect him to be very active in the community, just not on the court.
Yep. All right. Next, Portland and Denver game 5 preview. Get started off.
I think this has been the most interesting series so far. I think the way you know what you're getting out of Dame Lillard every night, you know what you're getting out of Jokic every night. I think this series is really going to come down to people like Austin Rivers had a very big game last game. Powell needs to have a big game if the Blazers want to go anywhere. It's really going to come down to what role players play the best. Because at the end of the day, you know what you're getting out of your stars. You know what you're going to get out of Dame. You know what you're going to get out of CJ McCollum. You know what you're going to get out of Jokic. So it's really going to come down to what does Aaron Gordon give the Nuggets? What does the role players without Jamal Murray push the Nuggets over the hump to get past the Trailblazers?
Yeah, Jeremy Grant. They have
Yeah.
they have some good role players, but are you to take it to that next level? Because Dame is not slowing down.
No.
CJ has been playing very well.
Nurkic needs to have a big game,
Yeah,
especially with the Blazers, because he hasn't been shooting the ball well. But if he could play, give me 10 and 10. Give me a double, play some good defense, and just grab boards for me. That's all I need you to do. You get those extra possessions. Say out of those 10, say he gives you 10 rebounds and 3 or 4 of them are offensive rebounds. You get an extra possession to get the ball into CJ McCollum's hands or Damian Lillard's hands. Though how close these games have been played between the Nuggets and the Trailblazers, those 3 or 4 possessions literally define the game.
yeah. What I'm looking for is Lillard. Obviously, if Dame shoots 10% from the field, there's no chance of him winning. So I mean,
Yeah,
you need Lillard to step it up. He's been playing well, but he has some off games here and there. But that's with
yeah,
everybody.
but that's basketball.
And like you said, Joseph Nurkic, if he turns into the Bosnian beast, the Blazers are very hard to stop. I mean,
Yeah,
he has a few posters this series. He's very good. He's dominant on the boards. I think it's good. And then early energy, like you said, Norman Powell. if he comes out shooting lights out and he gets under Michael Porter Jr.'s skin, then
Yeah.
he is very
And I'm just if I want to see the Blazers advance, I'm gonna need more out of Carmelo. You can't give me 21 night and then give me 5 the next night. You're a veteran. You know what you're gonna go into each game. You have the game plan right in front of you. You know what you're seeing. You're a veteran. At this point in your career, you're still better than half the guys you're facing at this point. I can't have 5 points shooting 2 for 11 from Carmelo.
exactly.
I can't have that. Not in the playoffs.
Exactly. I mean, you got Joker putting up MVP points obviously every night,
Yeah.
but on the opposite
He's
side,
gonna win MVP of the league.
you got Joker putting up MVP numbers, but then on the opposite side, you got Nurkic putting up 13 and a half and 11 every game, which is very good. So I mean, he's getting matched pretty well for considering how good the greatness of Jokic. So like I said, it's gonna come down to, like you said.
I think the most surprising thing about this series so far has been Jokic passing.
Yeah.
He's averaging like 5.8 assists in the playoffs. He was averaging like 8.2 in the regular season. His passing been way down. People aren't making shots for him. So it's really going to come down. It's coming down to the bench because you know what you're getting out of your stars for both these teams. It's going to come down to which bench steps up more.
Yep, that's what I said. Yep. Like
the depth
and role players.
Not having Jamal Murray is crazy because if they have Jamal Murray, the series is over by now. It's over in 5.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the 2 factors from each team to, in my opinion, take it over the hump are going to be Michael Porter Jr. and Norman Powell.
Yep.
And that's basically going to tell you who is going to advance to the next round. All right. Next, we have Lakers and Suns. LeBron says that he is ready for the challenge. If carrying the load of AD misses time, LeBron has had one of his worst postseason runs. He's only averaging 21 points. He's not playing like normal playoff LeBron. Injury this, injury that. It's the playoffs. I have no excuse for anybody, even if you're LeBron. He's saying that his shoulders are built for a reason. He's meant for this moment. But he hasn't shown that so far compared to last year, the dominance he displayed. 36-year-old, he wants his damn respect, blah, blah. But he's not playing nowhere near LeBron. And I think, like we said earlier, this series is pretty much over.
If they lose game 5, which they will, with no Anthony Davis, this series is over. If LeBron finds a way to get something out of Caruso and KCP, and the Lakers sneak out with game 5, and then you get Anthony Davis back for game 6, the Lakers will get the series. But if the Suns win game 5, they have no Anthony Davis. I don't care if Anthony Davis comes back from game 6 because he's still not going to be fully healthy whenever he does come back.
Exactly.
The Suns will wrap it up. There's nothing LeBron could do. He's at the point in his career where he does need people around him to help. There is no Cleveland Cavaliers LeBron anymore where he has a mediocre Kevin Love and a solid Kyrie Irving. He doesn't have that anymore. He has Anthony Davis, who's not there. That's all the Lakers have. Kyle Kuzma, scrub. Alex Caruso, he'll give you something. Marc Gasol shot the ball very well, surprisingly, but Marc Gasol is not Anthony Davis.
Only player playing besides AD and LeBron is Schroeder, to be honest.
Yeah. But for them to win game 5, you're going to need 40 plus out of LeBron, realistically.
And probably 20 out of Schroeder, probably 10 out of Kuzma, 10 out of Caruso.
Yeah.
15 out of KCP.
10 out of Kuzma's pushing it.
Yeah. 15 out of KCP.
Yeah. And KCP is a 40% 3-point shooter, but he takes only 5 threes a game. Yeah. LeBron, there's a video out there. LeBron literally walks up to KCP and tells him to shoot the ball more. KCP is a shooter. He's just scared. He gets looks. If you watch the game, they do a lot of looks for KCP, but he'll catch the ball in the corner and he'll stand there like he's in shock that he got the ball.
Yeah, I don't understand why he's scared to shoot. I mean, like in the bubble, KCP was going off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, KCP was a very underrated part of them winning the championship last year.
Exactly. I'm going to show you guys right now what Ken was talking about. It's like, that's exactly what he was talking about.
Night of the year, except tonight.
Well, the good thing about that possession, they used up quite a bit of the 24. Now the minute 16,
Talking to him right there, see? Like, shoot the damn ball. Stop being scared.
Yeah, you're up 8 points with 1:16 left. At this point in the game's over. But this is about the series at this point. This isn't even about the game. Look at him. He looks like he's got his head down. He's overthinking now. It's a
Wide
mindset.
open. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And then you force it to Dennis Crowder, and he's sitting in the corner, and Jay Crowder's right there.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, you're forcing it to someone who's not even a 3-point shooter. Schroeder's a playmaker, driver. He's a finisher, whatever. Yeah. You're forcing, putting someone. You're basically passing up a good shot for a worse shot.
And you're a 40% 3-point shooter.
What you're usually supposed to do is pass up a good shot for a great shot. He just did the exact opposite right there.
Opposite. Yep.
And I got no words, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like we said, I think this series is what you think, over?
It's over. No AD, game 5. You know what you're getting out of Devin Booker night in and night out. You know what you're gonna get out of Aiden night in and night out. And Chris Paul, his shoulders looked healthy. Bye, Bron.
Playing very well. And they still have pretty convincing wins with what's his name, with Devin Booker not playing well. So I mean,
yeah, Devin Booker didn't even play well the last couple of games. He went off game 1, but
exactly. All right. Moving on to some football. Which non-QB rookie will have the biggest impact? We got 6 guys I'm looking at right here. 5 guys looking at right here. Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Jamar Chase, Najee Harris, Kyle Pitts. You can start it off.
I see 2 of the 3 guys on my list on this screen. So let's see. I'll start it off. I'm going to say Jalen Waddle. I have number 1. Number 2, I have Michael Parsons. And number 3, I have J.C. Horn for the Panthers. I think Jalen Waddle, the pickup of the Dolphins picking up Will Fuller in the offseason, picking up Jalen Waddle in the draft is show me what you have, Tua. Because Tua was the second worst quarterback in passes down the field behind Mitch Trubisky, which we don't have to talk about that. And third was Joe Burrow. So the Dolphins are built to win now. They want to push the ball down the field. They have speed. They have weapons. Now there's no excuses. So you go at number 6 and you draft arguably the best wide receiver in the class. It's going to be hard to compare because you don't know what Chase did as he sat this season out. But, Chase had 20-plus touchdowns the year he did play. So this move is about –
perspective. Chase had 3 touchdowns against a first-round cornerback who's starting for the Falcons and A.J. Terrell. So that just shows –
so this really just comes down to show me what you have, Tua. It's the locker room's buzzing about Tua, the media's buzzing about Tua. So this move was not more about Jalen Waddle, the receiver. It's more about show me what you actually can do, Tua. And then I think my second one with Micah Parsons, being a Cowboys fan, I think with Mike Nolan gone after that horrible decision to go to a 5-2 scheme, we're going back to a 3-4 with Dan Quinn. And we have Chris Richards' little dad is what I would call him, and Dan Quinn from Seattle. And we have Dan Quinn's Bobby Wagner now with Parsons, who is just going to roam sideline to sideline, put his nose to the football, and you'll see him on the screen. You watch Penn State highlights, you see number 11 everywhere, nose to the football, big hitter, big playmaker. And then 3, J.C. Horn with the Panthers. His technique as a cornerback is ridiculous. His dad played wide receiver in the NFL, and J.C. Horn is what I like to call pad to pad. His pad level does not move throughout the play. He knows where you're going, where you want to be, and he gets to the spot before you can even get there, is what's crazy as a cornerback. And I think him paired up with Dante Jackson, who is a very fast corner that can just run step for step with the fastest people in the NFL, like Tyreek Hill. I think losing Luke Kuechly was a big loss to the Panthers defense. So you're going to need to lock up that secondary when that run defense is not sure.
Yeah, 100%. In my opinion, I'm going to go 3. I'll go Jalen Waddle.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to run a nice scheme to fit because, like we said, Tua can't really push the ball down the field. But if you watch film at Bama, he really threw the seam ball very well. And that's where Jalen Waddle Jalen Waddle is going to play inside a lot. They're going to run a lot of streaks, a lot of seams, a lot of crossing routes, get him open in space, get him gone, get him loose. So I think I got him at number 3.
And one second here. Our honorable mention is going to be Kyle Pitts, depending on what goes on with Julio Jones.
Yeah. Even with
Julio Jones out of Atlanta gives Kyle Pitts a lot more targets. You have Calvin Ridley there, who's obviously going to be the number 1 because night in and night out, Calvin Ridley's a monster. There's no discussing that. And Kyle Pitts, he might be the best non-quarterback in this class, but the biggest impact is really going to depend if they actually do end up trading Julio Jones, which I think they will.
Yeah. And then number 2, Najee Harris. With James Conner departing, going to the Cardinals, I think that we're gonna get back to old Steeler football, ground and pound, especially with Ben getting old. Decent O-line right now, but I kind of see him like playing that like Le'Veon Bell role, but a little more with like more physicality than Bell.
Yeah. Bell was more of a pass catcher. Harris is a very good pass catcher, but he's going to be more of put his pads into your pads.
Yeah, exactly. Finish on top of you type. And then number one, Micah Parsons, absolute beast. I watched this guy, watched the game versus Middle Tennessee 2 years ago. Micah Parsons was all around the field. I think he had about 15 tackles, whatever. I can just show you guys these highlights.
How about his last game that was played in the Cowboys' home stadium, AT&T, where he posted on his Instagram when one of the fans asked where he wanted to play his career. He said, where I ended it in AT&T. It was halftime. He had 8 tackles, a pick 6, a forced fumble, and 2 sacks at halftime. He won the I think it was the Rose Bowl player, the MVP of the Rose Bowl, and it was halftime. They could have made the decision.
Yeah, let's watch a little bit right here.
Hamler as well. Dumped off to Elijah Collins. He's stuck short of the first down. Micah Parsons in on it again with Team Nellis.
4.3 speed as a linebacker.
Exactly. Unheard of. In there. Now, it might not look like, the most crazy whatever, but you have to realize how much he's everywhere on the field. Everywhere.
He's dragged down by the freshman Micah Parsons. A.J. Davis.
Back every single one of those tackles was tackle for loss.
6 tackles in the first half. That's right here. This guy's here to block him. And you see the quickness of Micah Parsons. He just
oh my gosh.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited as a Cowboys fan. I love him. I love Parsons.
Oh my, the way he gets in the backfield.
This guy is a 6'3", 240-pound linebacker that runs a 4.3. My NFL comparison for Parsons is Devin White for the Buccaneers, and we all know how good Devin White is.
Yeah, I'd say Devin White or Devin Bush.
Yeah.
Or even like kind of like a what's his name?
Who are you thinking of?
Darius Leonard.
Darius Leonard. I like Darius Leonard for the Colts.
Yeah.
I just think Parsons is a more polished prospect coming out of the draft than Leonard was.
He's like a more physical Isaiah Simmons.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, you could just see like this guy's a different level, and he didn't even play last year.
High motor. Literally the number 1 defensive player in the draft. The problem was his character questions, which I think he solved after the draft. He talked about what happened. He said what he needed to say, and he put that all in the past.
Yep. All right. Moving on. Eagles Zach Ertz could be traded as NFL deadline coming up. This is actually kind of sad. Ertz was a Iron Man for the Eagles there for a long time, but I think he still has value in my opinion. What do you think?
I think he has a very, I wouldn't say very productive. I think he has a top 10 tight end potential for maybe 1 more or 2 more years. Honestly, if I'm going to give a spot, I think Zach Ertz will go. I'm going to say the Indianapolis Colts. I think he goes back with his buddy Carson Wentz. I think the Colts could use another weapon. They have Pittman. They have They re-signed T.Y. Hilton. I think they could use someone that having Carson Wentz coming over, still questionable mentally how he feels and what's going on besides having his old coach Frank Wright, but having a little buddy there like Tony Romo to Jason Witten, that's his man. That's Ertz. He played with him his whole career so far. I think getting him a weapon that he could look up to when things are going crazy in his mind and know that he's going to be there for him is going to be a huge key. So I think somewhere like the Colts could be a very good landing spot for Ertz, but I'm happy he's leaving Philadelphia, hopefully.
Yeah, me too. I'm not happy, but what I was gonna say was, and that's not a team, something, whatever. But what I was gonna say was, Philadelphia looks like they're kind of moving away from the tight end, in my opinion. They're kind of going out more spread.
Dallas Goedert's played good for them. They don't even need Ertz.
Exactly. But I'm just saying I see like a full in Dallas, I see like a full scheme change, you know what I mean, where they don't really want. So I mean, like they got Devontae Smith. Jalen Hurts has improved throwing the ball. So, I mean, we're going to see what happens. But, I was thinking the same thing as you to the Colts. Zach Ertz is very good.
He's not a big salary cap hit.
Exactly.
I mean, I think it's around $9 million his salary cap hit. I'm trying to think of somewhere else I could like seeing him go. I mean, at this point in his career, he's a decent blocker, but he's going to be more of a third down end zone type weapon. So, I mean, I can't really think of a spot that he would really go besides Indianapolis. I don't think anyone, he doesn't have much value at this point in his career. I mean, unless you're going to get him for a third or a fourth round pick, which is a steal.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
and the first options are always going to be out of the NFC. You don't want to see him.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. This is tricky.
What about a team like Buffalo?
Yeah.
Josh Allen, you got Stephon Diggs on the outside.
I think Kevin Knox is upcoming.
I like Kevin Knox. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I think he's more of a pass blocker than he's a pass catcher.
Yeah, but he's shown
promise. He's shown promise.
Yeah, exactly.
But if the Bills say they sneak out here and go get a sneaky little running back, one of these free agents that are still out there, and they go double tight end with Stephon Diggs on the outside with a big arm quarterback, play action fakes with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Those are two big tight ends with Kevin Knox.
Kind of like playing that Gronk role in Tampa Bay. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Tampa Bay has 3 tight ends that could be starting caliber for any NFL team. OJ Howard, Cameron Brate, and Gronk.
Yeah. So you never know, that's what people think, you just got to come and be like an immediate, like crazy impact, whatever.
Yeah.
Just do what they need you to do.
At this point in his career, if Zach Ertz could give you, let's say 45 catches for 500 yards and 7 touchdowns, you'll take that for a third or a fourth round pick for that. $9 million cap hit at this point. The cap probably only going to go up with these NFL TV contracts and stuff coming up. I mean, why not? You don't have much to lose. It's high reward, low risk at this point in his career.
I would have to agree.
For a compensation pick, pretty much.
Yeah, I would have to agree. So, yeah, interesting situation there. But, yeah, he should definitely – he's going to get out of there for sure. They're not going to re-sign him.
Oh, yeah. He'll be gone after June 1st. Well, after today.
They don't like paying tight ends a lot, whatever. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. This is a good one. Who's the best NFL linebacker? Standouts from Utah State and BYU lead the league. So, in my opinion, the top 2 are Bobby Wagner and Fred Warner. To give you a little insight on both of them. Why Bobby Wagner is rated a top NFL linebacker. He's been most consistent since 2012 back in the league. I mean, he had 138 tackles, 81 solo stops, and he only missed 2 games in the past 6 seasons. He had 3 sacks and 7 tackles for loss, 8 pass deflections, a fumble recovery, helping him earn the first team All-Pro for honors for the 5th straight year. And then I got Fred Warner, who's got 125 tackles, 79 solo, 6 pass deflections, 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries. And he actually is on his rookie contract. So, Fred Warner's going to be getting a nice check after this season.
He will be casting in the bag.
But, yeah, so who do you right now I would say Bobby Wagner. But if I had to look
Okay.
for 100%, actually, I don't know. It's pretty close because they're different type of linebackers. They're both can get you a bunch of tackles, but if you need someone to, depending on your
I
scheme,
think
you want to run.
I think at this point in his career, Fred Warner's more sideline to sideline. He's younger, he's more
That's
agile,
what I'm
he's more
saying. That's what I was
faster.
trying to say.
But at the end of the day, Bobby Wagner is still the boom. He's still the
And
forcer. He's still he is probably the most underrated, talked about of the Legion of Boom.
because he's
He
not.
was probably one of the biggest parts. At this point in his career, Bobby Wagner has 726 tackles in his career. He has 5 forced fumbles. He has 22 and a half sacks. But he is the energy, the life, and the soul of that Seahawks defense. I'm taking Bobby Wagner. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's still the best NFL linebacker. He's someone that you literally game plan for as an offense.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point there. And like I said, I probably would take him right now. But looking
I just think if you're playing someone like I'm not taking credit away from Fred Warner, don't get me wrong. But if you're playing someone like San Francisco, you're talking about Nick Bosa more than you're talking about Fred Warner.
even Sherman.
Even Sherman.
So,
But
yeah, but what
I
I
don't
was going
know.
to say was it depends on because you guys realize that it's becoming a pass first league now, where Fred Warner probably would benefit you more than
Yeah.
like 5 years ago. Definitely Bobby Wagner.
Oh yeah.
But right
But
now,
at their stage in their careers,
not even that their
yes.
stage, but the way the NFL is turning into this pass first league, you kind of want someone like Fred Warner, can pick the ball, who can guard tight ends easily. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's a trade-off. You know what I mean? They're both gonna
Yeah.
they're both gonna do the dirty work. Obviously, Bobby Wagner's the enforcer there, but Fred Warner, I mean, it's close.
I'll put it this way: if I'm starting a team for one season, I'm taking Bobby Wagner. If I'm starting a franchise for years plus, I'm taking Fred Warner.
Yeah, perfect. All right. This is interesting right here. I found this little article. The Yankees winning records, MLB's fault. Rob Manfred, the guy that everyone loves, became commissioner of the MLB, and he had a goal to eradicate baseball's reputation as a boring sport. It was always going to be tough uphill battle competing with the popularity of football and the NBA. The biggest knock against baseball was that there was never much going on and that there's a lot of inaction in the game. So the main focus was, to increase the pace of play. So like the no pitch intentional walk and some other dumb rules they added, really haven't changed that much in the game. But
no,
he said that they're trying to have like this more, I guess it's more hometown feel and make fans like kind of feel into the game and stuff like that. So
there's nothing game-wise you could change to make baseball more interesting. It's going to be the players. Look at how people like Tatis and Acuna and Trout electrify the game. That's what's going to get people to tune in, not what you change the rules about baseball. No one's going to tune in because you change 5 minutes from taking an intentional walk for 4 pitches rather than just putting your hand up and having him go to first base. That's not changing views.
And the money. So like the Yankees are the most basically with this.
The Yankees are the most overrated team in baseball.
Exactly. I mean, they're batting 200 too. So there's no reason they should have nearly as many wins they have.
Top five salary. Well, they don't have a salary cap. Top 5 highest payroll in the MLB with a below 10 winning record. They're not even the top 10 and best team in the MLB. They're not even the top 2 in their division.
Yeah, exactly. Like even if pace of play was a problem when teams are actually putting the ball in play and hitting home runs, imagine how much worse it would be if teams aren't even hitting and trying. And the MLB isn't doing anything to address these issues, and the Yankees need to do something because they are running out of luck, and this is not looking good for the Bronx frauders.
All I hear from Yankees fans is injuries. That's not MLB's fault. That's not our fault. You train the players. You have your health team. You do what you do with your players. There's going to be injuries no matter what sport you play. So I don't want to hear it. Their Rays are a perfect example. They are a no excuse team. They play the game the right way. Go look, they won 16 out of 17. They're like 32-15.
Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy, man. All right. Next. We were just talking about this with the Yankees. MLB batting average is 236. I think we have the most. I think it was most. What's the word? Most shutouts or like something like that at this point in the season.
There's been the most no hitters too.
Most no hitters. So like I don't know what's going on. I guess they just skipped batting practice this offseason, but
No, on it, the game's just changing. The game's changing to home runs and strikeouts. That's all people are really going for. That's what gets viewers. So honestly, at this point in MLB, they want more viewers. So the balls are juiced. The pitchers aren't going to want to lose their money based on contracts. So people like Trevor Bauer, when they go into their final year of their contract and they have this amazing Cy Young Award season, it's because they got that sticky stuff. They're not going to lose their money. The MLB wants more viewers, so people are going to want to hit more home runs. People are going to want more show and pop. So it's just going to be a bunch of strikeouts and it's going to be a bunch of power. You go look at the MLB leading strikeouts. It's not even halfway through the season, and you got people like Shane Bieber who has already 100+ Ks, and then you got people like Acuna already has like 17 home runs. It's ridiculous. The MLB is turning into who can hit the ball the furthest and who can strike out the most people.
Yeah, even I think what's the name broke the record. Corbin Burns had like 40 straight 40.
He had 50 strikeouts without a walk.
Yeah, without a walk. So
and then Garrett Cole came and beat that record like a week later. I think Garrett Cole ended up beating it with like 56 strikeouts without a walk.
Yeah, I mean, to put this in perspective, like this is the lowest batting average since 1972, where it was 237. So I meant 227. So this is not good. 838 strikeouts in May, and then I meant 838 while having 1,091 in April. Strikeouts have averaged 9 per team per game. It's up from 2 years ago, nearly double.
I could tell you as a college pitcher that when you're striking out 56 people without allowing one walk, you're getting a lot of swings and misses on pitches that probably are in the strike zone, because all people want to do is see how far they hit the ball.
Exactly. So, yeah, this is weird. But this is not it's like you want to make the game more exciting. How about you tell players to it's not even like because obviously they can hit, but just play discipline. It's pretty simple.
These guys grind and grind and grind. They go through years of the minors and they'll hit 330 in the minors. Right when they get called up to the show, you get a call into the office. We don't care if you hit 330 with 20 home runs. We'd rather you hit 270 with 40 home runs. They don't care about batting average. They care about the show and pop. It's all about ratings. It's all about money. It's all about what's going to get people to tune in.
I was about to say that. I was about to bring out money. That's all it is. It's all about money.
It's a business at the end of the day. They don't care about average. They don't care about anything. Yep. They care about wins
and money,
and they care about viewers, which equals money.
Yep. All right. Next is interesting. With this new era of world and everything. MLB launches in the NFT space, and we'll have a new coin based off Lou Gehrig. Basically, if you guys don't understand, this is like the digital currency and stuff like that.
This is like the NBA. This is like the NBA Top Shots for MLB.
Yeah, exactly. So they're making their first digital collectible, and it'll be exclusive to Lou Gehrig. Honor him with his luckiest man speech on July 4th, 1939. It's pretty cool. We're moving into this digital world, whatever. This is blockchain, which is where Bitcoin is and Ethereum and stuff like that. And MLB will make this entire digital catalog available for you to get, and the trading cards and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, NBA Top Shots raised $12.9 million in 2018 off of this, so it definitely can make some money.
I think it grew a lot more this year. It's definitely over 12.8 million.
That was in 2018.
Yeah, it's at least over. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's in triple. It's at least 100 million right now.
Yeah. So
do you see how ridiculous some of these moments are selling for? Like the right after Kobe died, when LeBron had that reverse dunk that everyone got reminded of Kobe's reverse dunk. That moment, I think alone sold for like $5.2 million.
Yeah, exactly. What I was gonna say, I mean, you got Floyd Mayweather made his own digital card, so Floyd's joining something. There's money.
Money Mayweather.
Yeah. So that they're
at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to become into an NBA Top Shots. It's gonna become down to the best players in MLB, their moments. So let's give, for example, Mike Trout, Tatis, Acuna, Mookie Betts. When there's a big moment, say we're in the playoffs and we're in a wild card game, bottom of the ninth, someone hits a walk-off home run, you'll have a moment for that. And people are going to pay money for it.
Yep, people pay for anything nowadays.
It's a business.
Yeah. End of the day, it's all about money. But
Yep.
all right, good show today. We got an interview tomorrow. Sorry we
Stay
didn't have
tuned tomorrow.
didn't have today. We got a little messed up with the scheduling and stuff like that. But we will be back at it.